A few days ago, I went out at nighttime and I got drunk as hell. And I was out till about 5 a.m., 6 a.m., something like that. Yeah, I got home around that time. And I slept like 4 hours. Not a lot because, it was already fucking 5 a.m. And then the cleaning lady came the next day. She came at 8. So, that's when I slept till pretty much. I slept till she got here. And I was very introspective that day. And also, when I was in Texas just recently, I got back a few days ago, and I caught up with my friends and partied a little, right? In Texas, I hung out with a friend and we got really drunk. And the day after, I was also very introspective. And I'm noticing the reoccurring pattern here. And I wanted to know why, right? Like what makes me introspective after I drink? And so I've gathered a concept, right? I'll start with like scientific shit. So for starters, you are naturally in a more free state when you're drunk or, very intoxicated. And so your prefrontal cortex does not work as well or as hard. It's not as potent. So you're more free to act however, you act in the moment. There's less like self-judgment or self-restriction or mental blocks, stuff of that nature. And in opposition to that, the next day, you get a spike of cortisol, which is stress, and you get a dip in dopamine because you got a big boost of it while you were drunk. But on top of that, you also don't really hit REM sleep, REM, which is like your deep sleep. It's the most important part of your sleep. You don't really hit that. And because you don't hit that, you become very like dreamy or delirious the next day. Not in like a way where you're like physically you can see and you're laughing a lot and people can tell like you're sleep deprived or you're on something, right? But it's more like an internal delirious feeling. Basically, in that state, you're gonna be more introspective and have more like just internal ideas. And to further this, I forgot what they're called, but there's these two things that your mind has, like chemicals or whatever. And one of them induces calmness, and one of them induces like more hyperactivity, right? And they both activate after you drink, which means you're hyperactive mentally, but it also calms you down on a physical plan, or like releasing it. Like you're not like actively more hyper, you're actively more calm. Like, if people look at you and had to choose hyper or calm, they'd say you're more calm right now because you're, low energy from the hangover or whatever you call it. I wonder is it still a hangover even if you don't like feel like complete shit, you just feel like a little low energy? That's how I be. I don't really like get like, oh, my head hurts. You feel me? So I'm always chilling on that. But basically this amplifies that state of like you're introspective because your mind is racing, it has hyperactivity. There's a big contrast in where you were yesterday and how you felt and the way you acted versus how you are now and how your normal life is. And it just makes your brain run all the scenarios. It makes you think deeply, more deeply than you like normally would, about life and what you're doing with your life, etc. And then on an energetic level, I believe that it puts you in a lower energetic state once you are done drinking and all that, because like you just intoxicated yourself, right? And that allows your soul to bleed through because your body and mind are less like potent. And so I think by letting your soul, or by the effects of it letting your soul bleed through more, it allows you to be also more introspective, because your soul is what's supposed to run your life, not your body and mind and what they're addicted to in the systems, bad systems, right? That's why I make videos about rewiring your nervous system and the way your mind works, your monkey brain, because most of your life is subconscious. So it's about turning your body and mind into a vessel that is adequate for your soul and can help you live the way that you truly want to deep down, not just all the addictions that you're addicted to and all the overstimulation that you can't seem to stop indulging in. And so because of, the effects of alcohol, the way it affects your brain and your body, it allows your soul to bleed through more because, your energetic field as well on a physical and mental plane just aren't as potent. And so it allows something to seep through. And that's when you hear the voice louder and you listen to it more. And because you're already in an introspective state on a biological, scientific level, it really makes you think. And that won't always change you, People go and drink the next week or the next day or whatever, but it's there. And for someone like me who is all about growth, self-improvement, understanding why certain things happen, understanding myself and mastering myself on a deeper level, this intrigued me. And so that's why I wanted to understand that. And now I guess I kind of know. Which brings me to the next thing. It's you can have these states without alcohol. You can do it with meditation, breath work, just stop overstimulating and sit in silence. Like that will make you be more introspective and have these breakthroughs or thoughts or think these things, right? It'll allow you to hear your soul better. It'll allow you to just be in that state of like, okay, I have nothing else to do. So I'm going to think about myself, think about my life, think about how to improve, become more creative, etc. Because you're not just consuming, like you're in my 600-pound life for your brain, on God. And also, I'm big on moderation. I don't think it's bad to drink. Well, I don't think it's like inherently, or maybe that's not the word, but like you can drink. It's not that you can't drink, but how often are you doing it and how is it impacting your life? Now, like me, if you want to be a top performer, high performer, I don't think you can drink every week. I initially did, or I thought that like maybe a week ago, right? Or before this happened. But now I thought about it more deeply on a realistic level. And it's like, okay, if it takes me 3 days to fully recover, and then I'm drinking every week, like say every Sunday or every Saturday, then I'm getting 4 days of like full productivity and like locked in before I make myself dip again. And some people, it takes them longer to fully recover. And you gotta be honest with yourself. Like you might feel better by day 2, but like, are you truly fully like fucking topped out on your mental performance? Probably not. Even 3 days, 3 days might be a stretch for me. Like 3 to 4 days, I think I'm back to normal, but everybody's different, right? Everybody's body reacts differently to this type of stuff. And so you got to be honest with yourself. Like, how many days does it take you to get back to that peak performance? And how fast are you getting yourself back down by drinking again? Or, whatever, it could be other overstimulation too. Like, for example, video games, you can probably do that an hour a day or 4 hours a week because it doesn't have like a physical like drawback or problem. It's purely stimulation based, right? And so you can moderate that. But for example, alcohol or weed, it might make you feel a certain way the next day. Like if you go to sleep high, you might wake up feeling like groggy still. Or if you go to sleep drunk, you'll probably wake up like, that type of stuff. I'm thinking like every other week to once a month, it should be like the minimum for like when I drink. Because you're wasting so many days of performance by drinking every single week. If I just drink every 2 weeks, over 10 days, it's like 10, 11 days of high performance instead of like 4, If I drink once a month, then that's like 25 days of high performance as opposed to fucking 4 a week. It's almost double, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really it. I think I'm gonna reconsider the way I consume stuff like alcohol and how often I do it. I'm still gonna do it because it's fun, but am I doing it to enhance this moment? And if so, do I need to enhance this moment? Like, the answer is always no, you never need to, but it's like, is it worth it to really enjoy this night and just get fucking hammered as opposed to having my mental clarity tomorrow and the day after, right? Like, if it's really a situation where I want to just like let loose and have a lot of fun, hell yeah. But that can't be every weekend. That can't be multiple times a week. Like, because then what is the actual value in it? You're just doing it all the time, as opposed to making it something special and something that could be, well, memorable. If you even remember, just don't black out. You know, I think that's terrible. You should never black out. But yeah, it's just like I just don't. I'm starting to change my view on that, and I'm starting to change my view on myself. And like, yes, I have to enjoy life, and I believe enjoying life is important for alignment and being who you want to be. But it's tanking my performance to do things that are beneficial. That it's not that I don't want to do, because obviously making music and recording these videos and Project 1461, this is kind of like a purpose, or I get motivated to do it because I want to help people, and I want to like hit people on a soul level and mentally. Like I want to connect with people and make them feel understood and help them grow and help them feel shit, not be like so fucking brain dead like everybody is nowadays. And so I enjoy this stuff, but my performance in it and my want to do it, or I want to say want, but it's just my performance and like my energy just goes down, and so the quality of stuff gets worse. So yeah, I think I'm gonna change the way I live in that aspect starting now, but I think you should as well. And if you have different experiences with alcohol, like you don't get this sense of like self-reflection, let me know. I mean, I'm assuming it's universal, and I think I'm definitely not the only one that gets it, but I'm curious to know if some people don't, or you know, some people really feel it, or some people are like, a little bit, but not really, right? And maybe like if you have pain like from hangovers, I also want to know if maybe your experience differs. Like, do you feel it? Do you think you would feel that on a deeper level than someone who just feels like the next day, like me? And yeah, let me know. And besides that, that's all I got for today. So thank you for watching. If you resonated with me in any way, shape, or form, I implore you to subscribe and turn on notice so you never miss a future upload. If you'd like to know me on a more personal level, you should check out my vlog, Joseph Marrone. The link will be in the description. And you better like.